Okay, here are the answers to the first worksheet in the packet I gave you. I'm going to look at the one to the right first. I want you to notice that and remember that when we talked about proportionality in the instructional video, we said that for something, for a table or a graph or an equation to have proportionality, that there needs to be a unit rate, which means in the graph it goes through 0, 0, and it must be linear. So let's look at the first table. So in the first table, is x going up by 1? Yes, it is. It's going up by 1. And each time, does this go up by the same amount? Yes, it goes up by 2. Okay, so that tells me it's linear. It's linear because as x goes up by 1, the y goes up by the same thing. Now I'm looking at if there's a unit rate. Is there a unit rate? Well, this is times 2. This is times 2. This is times 2, and this is times 2. And 0 times 2 is 0. So there is a unit rate. So it is linear, and it has a unit rate. And you'll look at my answers. It says, is there a unit rate? Yes. Why or why not? Because as x increases by 1, y increases by 2 every single time. And as when I take an x each time, I'm taking an x and I'm multiplying it by 2. So I'm taking the x, multiplying it by 2. Taking the x, multiplying by 2. So I know that there is a unit rate in that first one. So there we go. That is proportional. Okay. In the next one, I'm looking, is the x going up by 1? Is it going up by 1? Is it going up by 1? Yes, it does. Does this go up by 5? Yes, it does. Is there a unit rate? Yes, there is. There's a unit rate of going up by 5. Does y increase by 5? Yes, so there is a unit rate, which means it is proportional. Okay, it goes up. There is a unit rate, but does it go through 0, 0? No, it does not. There is a unit rate, but this equation actually would be, if I looked at it, it would be y equals 5x plus 5. And that plus 5 is a problem in that if I'm looking for what I'm multiplying each time, I'm not multiplying, so I do not have a proportional relationship. I have the unit rate is actually 5. It will go up by 5. So this is very, very important. It can be linear and not be proportional. So there's a difference between, and we talked about it in the instructional video, there's a difference between a unit rate and a constant of proportionality. And I want to write that down so we're clear. Constant of proportionality. Constant of, and so that is a unit rate, okay, that creates a relationship or a set of data that is proportional. So this second one is not proportional. There's a unit rate. It is linear, but it's not proportional. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is going up by 1. This is going up by 1, and it continues to go up by 1. Okay, this goes up by 4. This goes up by 4, 4, 4, 4, right? So it has a unit rate. It does. And it's the unit rate is 4 because it, so it goes up by 4. The unit rate is 4 because as x increases by 1, y increases by 4. So it is linear. It is linear because it goes up at a constant rate. But is it proportional? I can only tell if it's proportional if when I'm multiplying the x, I'm multiplying the x by the same thing every time. So there is a difference. So if I'm multiplying by the same thing every time, then that means that is actually a constant of proportionality. And you're going to see that I'm going to shortcut it into COP. Okay, it's a constant of proportionality. So there's not only a unit rate, which makes it linear, there's also a constant of proportionality. This is proportional. And the big thing is that I can tell it's proportional because it goes through 0, 0. So I'm going to go over to the left now, and we're just going to look at it as a graph. Is number 1 proportional? It isn't. It does not. Here's 0, 0. Does not go through 0, 0. Is it linear? Yes. So it's important to know that it can be linear and not be proportional. That's often a big problem in keeping that straight in people's minds. Okay, so no, it isn't. It is linear, but it doesn't go through 0, 0, so it can't have a unit rate. Okay, is this proportional? No. It is linear, but it doesn't go through 0, 0, so it doesn't have a unit rate. It doesn't have a constant of proportionality. A constant of proportionality. I really should have written that instead. Let's cross that out. Let's cross that out. It has a unit rate, which makes it linear. And right here, we want to put COP. Okay, it is linear. It goes through 0, 0. Okay, and so it is linear and goes through 0, 0, which means it has a constant of proportionality. Hopefully that is clear. We're going to do more work on this. We're going to keep on working to make sure that is clear, because that is a critical piece in this unit. It's kind of the algebra piece as we get to the end.